and that we're just above the leaflets.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a little bit deep, or is that okay?
Looks fine.
Looks fine to me.
So what's the view from Helga and Thomas?
I think you're still a little bit deep, to be honest.
I think it's a little bit deep.
I thought it probably would go from there. Move slightly up when you do step
I'm
one.
just going to push on the wire a bit and see.
If you push on the wire, it's very important to hold the wire through the whole procedure.
Yeah, that's what I'm just
Otherwise-
doing now. There. That's a little bit.
There.
This
So
looks
we've
very
taken
nice.
your advice and we've just manipulated with the wire, and we're just over the annulus with the marker.
I think that looks good to me.
So we think we're good. We're just screening again.
You happy? Everyone happy?
Yeah.
We think we're ready to go.
Okay. So I'm just going to open the upper crown, so I'm turning knob 1.
Should not push too much now.
There, and now I'm opening stabilization arches.
You can nicely see
So
how the
I like that. Let's just do another
the
area.
lines in the aorta.
What is important is that there is no falling pressure at this time. So there is a
You happy?
stable hemodynamics.
Still rather low. Perhaps a little push on the
Okay,
wire.
I'm going to deploy.
Yeah.
Push on the wire.
That's good. That's fine.
Done.
Okay. So Simon did that very swiftly, but it was a two-stage release. Initially the anchoring arches, and then the release of the stent
It does look like
with,
it moved up a little bit.
with the
but,
second wheel.
now we've just got to make sure that the
So the
device
stent
is
holder
free.
has come free, and we're just using the curvature of the safari wire.
That's it. That's free.
Okay.
That's free.
So we're going to come back there.
It's very gradually. Make sure it doesn't catch. That's good.
Safari's a safari.
Yeah, man.
So we're going to go into PA now, please. And we're going to recapture the delivery system now in a two-stage reverse process of the original deployment.
So it's the exact reverse of what
So
we
we're
just
just coming
done.
round the arch now, and we'll get it nice and straight in that segment. And then Simon, if we have one on Simon's hands and the other on the fluoro, we can just show the retrieval of the system.
So I'm doing this in reverse. So I'm first of all turning knob 2 in the direction away from the arrows, and then I'm turning knob 1, and you'll see the stent holder pulling back to about there.
Okay, so the system has now come together again, where you can retrieve that through the
Oh,
sheath.
my wires.
The wire.
Right.
Shows the
Show us
heart,
the
please.
wire, please.
Shows the heart.
So I wasn't expecting you to just pull that back. So the wires come out if we need
Yeah,
to face
this
that
could
over,
happen.
just across.
It could take a few minutes for recrossing the valve because it's in supraannular. It's,
Yeah, sure.
takes some time.
So
But
it's important when we do the aortogram that
Yeah.
we're just above the anchoring arches. So we're just there now. Go.
don't need for
That looks
crossing.
pretty
And to
good.
me it looks like a very nice result.
Yeah, excellent
Good.
result.
Perfect result.
Can you show in RAO
Should we
the
do
shape
actually
of the valve, please?
Deployment view.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to go into the deployment view and bring the pigtail down just a few more millimeters.
RAO is
It seems that the
symmetric,
pigtail is
very
rather.
symmetric.
It seems that the pigtail is rather high, but this is very important because it's such a supraannular design. Otherwise, we will have an PVL,
It'll
which
damage
is caused by
the,
the
or
pigtail.
interfere with the leaflet. So can we come off earlier, Caudal, and Jane, would you be alright about just
So
having a quick
Jane
look,
Hancock
please?
is with us in the lab. You all know Jane very well, our cardiologist colleague. So she's going to do some transthoracic echocardiography. We'll give her a minute or two to acquire the windows. So are there any questions from the reactor, the PCR system, or from the panel about the procedure, the device selection, the sizing, the
Bernard.
rationale for a self-expanding valve?
So, first would be the valve selection. Actually, you mentioned that at the beginning. Simon mentioned that what are the indications for this device, and one question was, why would you use this valve in comparison to other devices that are on the market? A core valve on Edwards is mentioned, but basically my first answer would be it's a good result here, but what are your thoughts?